Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Silver Surfer Legacy, issue number 1, I believe, of 5. Oh man, this is the two Rons working on this, and I am in love with this comic book already. This is absolutely everything I want to see in a comic book, right in the first issue, and making me beg for more. It's like that really hot chick, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what this comic book is like. Let's get talking about who made this comic book. We'll go on from there. Anyway, so the two Rons, baby. Ron Mars is the writer and Ron Lim is the penciler. Don Ho on inks, Romulo Fierro Jr. doing the colors. This issue is called Temptation. Oh, I should probably mention that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created the Silver Surfer. So we got Genis-Vell in here also. This is the son of the original Captain Mar-Vell. And the Silver Surfer has enlisted him to come and destroy this gigantic war machine that's on its way to Earth. Strangest thing in the world, right? This thing's just moving. It's like this long dead ancient civilization that was warmongering, conquering, and they had this machine that would just fly around the universe and destroy other civilizations and whatnot. So they had to come by and start trying to destroy it, and it's as big as a city. And Genis-Vell is like, how the hell are we supposed to get rid of this thing? We could be shooting at this thing all month and it's not going to make a dent in it, you know? And this thing's coming straight for Earth. And Silver Surfer very quickly finds a way to destroy the thing. So far, so good. So far, so good. I don't want to give you guys too many spoilers for what is going to happen next. All I'm saying is, I had my doubts, all right? When you've read as much Silver Surfer as me, you know how the guy's supposed to act. When you've read as much Silver Surfer as me, you know the way that the greats, like Ron Mars, for instance, like Mars and Starlin would never write Silver Surfer this way. And yet here's Ron Mars writing Silver Surfer this way. I'm just saying, I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying. I'm just going to leave it at that, all right? Silver Surfer says, hey, you know, like you did a really good job. He's like, oh, you did most of the work. I don't know. And he's like, you know what? I like to think that your father would be proud. And he's like, well, I don't know, I guess. You know, I really wish I could have gotten to know him a little bit better. He's like, well, you know, you could. And now we get an idea of when the time frame is for this. This is way back in the day. This is back immediately after the Infinity Gauntlet series, that 6-issue miniseries. The event when an event actually meant something every single time for the Marvel Universe. The Infinity Gauntlet, boom. And after the Infinity Gauntlet was over, we had this comic book run called The Infinity Watch, where Adam Warlock and Gamora and Pip the Troll and Drax the Destroyer, right? All these guys got together and they were each in possession of one of the Infinity Stones, the Infinity Gems, right? Before the movies came out, they were gems. So anyway, here's Gamora was in charge of the Time Gem, and she never kept it with her. So Silver Surfer knew to come by and do all of this, and this is one of the things that kind of, you know, tipped me off a little bit about what exactly was about to happen next. Was Silver Surfer says, Genis-Vell, use your cosmic awareness to determine where the gem is. I thought to myself, but Silver Surfer has cosmic awareness too. So why didn't he just use his? But there was a reason for it. I loved the way this happened. Because at the end of the day, Genis had to make his own decision. He had to make his own decision. I love the way that every single step of this comic book went. How, like, bro, the pacing of this book was inspirational. I'm looking at the idea that so much happened in this comic book, but it was paced beautifully. It was only like, what, 20 pages? And perfectly paced. I cannot even describe just how perfect this book was. Of course, the art was out of this world. Did I mention it's Ron Lim? This is the guy that George Perez, God rest his immortal soul, George Perez said, I don't think I should be doing the Infinity Gauntlet, Jim Starlin. I think you should use Ron Lim. The guy's amazing. You should just use him. And it's like, nah, man, it's cool. I really want you. He's like, all right, I guess. But then towards the end, half of issue 5 and all of issue 6, that was Ron Lim. He's the only guy I haven't gotten to sign my Infinity Gauntlet yet. Ron Lim, where is you, man? Where is you? But, like, you get what I'm saying, right? Guys, if you have any love for the Silver Surfer, or I know there's not a whole plethora, there's not like a whole fan club of Mar-Vell out there, but there should be. If you have any love for the way that comics used to be done, any love for that perfect comic book, man, this is the comic book for you. This is the #1 comic book for you. If you miss the way comic books used to be, if you're my age and just like comic books, they just ain't got it, man. They ain't got it no more. This is one of them's. They making new comics from back in the late 80s / early 90s. This would be an early 90s one. That's what this is. Also, check out my book because I think you'll like it too. If you play any kind of role-playing game, this is a book of more than 300 riddles, 80 pages long, for Dungeons and Dragons or any fantasy role-playing, tabletop, pen and paper, RPG that you may play or that you may want to get into. Or heck, if you just like the idea of fantasy-based riddles, go check out the Kickstarter right now. In fact, I wonder, see if you can click on this and it'll bring you right there. If not, go check out the comments below and it'll do you the same thing. Guys, I love you all and I'll talk to you later. Like the video, watch an ad, and check out the Kickstarter. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.